with sleet dealt with, the party once again has to face their old arch nemesis, logistics. In the end, they decide to camp in Sleet's cave for a few days to rest and give Yaramir time to identify the magical items. They decide that after they have recovered, they will head to Saltport, where they will get the sailors to help them haul the loot back to the ship. Before they leave, Yaramir freezes the cave entrance closed. The party then heads off into the frozen waste, hoping to reach Saltport safely. The massive treasure haul slows them down somewhat, but they persevere. During their journey, Yaramir senses something strange, so uses a combination of magic and herbs to open his mind. During this altered experience, he hears some strange voices. The next day, they continue their journey, and Yaramir does not mention his experience the night before. The strangely calm weather leads William to suspect that perhaps sleet had a negative impact on the weather. They make it safely to Saltport and wait for Captain Becker. When the ship arrives, the captain and her crew refuse to set foot on the cursed land, leaving the party no choice but to pay her extra to wait and collect the treasure themselves. While they don't encounter anything dangerous, the weather turns bad on the return trip, and their journey takes a lot longer than expected. They eventually arrive at Fort Wick for a well-deserved rest. William learns that his father-in-law paid for a survey of Caledonia by leveraging William's estate, but it was worth it, as they now have a map of Caledonia, which includes some locations worth investigating. Grimes also receives a cryptic report from his cousins on William's family. How easy will it be to establish a new foothold? What further treasures lie hidden in the frozen waste? Does William's father-in-law really have his best interests at heart? Let's find out now on Frozen Frontier.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Frozen Frontier. How are you guys doing today?
Hello.
Doing
Good.
well.
Yes.
Before we get started, I will address this ridiculous puff of hair that I woke up with and I can't seem to get rid of. So it's there. We're stuck with it. I've been fussing with it all pre-show and it's not coming out.
Is that's why you were late to the game that started 2 hours later than usual?
Yeah. I wasn't late. I showed up like 3 minutes early and you were still prepping shit.
Yeah. I'm just giving you a hard time, buddy.
Yeah.
How's everyone's week been?
How's everyone else's hair day?
Mine's okay. I don't know. I'm fortunate in that it just kind of does what I want it to.
It's looking good, Sean. No need to worry.
All right. Thanks. I don't know. My day, it just started kind of. I was up late last night doing I guess if you didn't watch Heroes Graveyard, I'm configuring a Linux distribution called Gen 2. And that's been fun. That's been most of like my past week.
God, are we doing this conversation again?
No. I don't want to do this.
Sean, were you on Heroes Graveyard last night?
Yeah, where I did not ruin Neal's plans this time. Although I don't know how anything other than like a sudden freight train could have ruined those plans.
Is he dead? Did someone die?
I won't say.
Okay.
I'll say like Neal's going, God, this took longer than I expected.
It's Heroes Graveyard, so of course no one died.
What other fun things were there to do? Like a post-mortem?
It's a lot of fun stuff, man. It was good.
There was one way for that to end.
Whatever, man. Whatever.
Gotta rotate the cast somehow.
It worked out well in the end. I was happy with it. Greg, how you doing, buddy?
Greg,
you're muted.
Oh, I'm sorry. I muted Greg during the thing because I could hear the echo from him, and I forgot to unmute him.
Okay. Yeah, I'm doing good. I got like 5 hours plus of work in today. 6 hours maybe. Yeah.
Nice.
Good.
Doing some taxes. Nice.
Tune into the pre-show for taxes with Greg.
And investment advice with William.
That's right.
And then the two of them argue.
TLDR, Dogecoin was the
official recommendation.
That was the official
Right.
recommendation.
Not Bitcoin, and make sure you take out extra student loans to invest them for higher rates of return.
Yeah,
Please, no, don't.
it works if you're in the
I could go
UK.
the rest of my life without ever hearing anything else about cryptocurrency, man, I'd be so happy about
Well,
that.
yeah, I'm not suggesting you buy.
Can I
crypto.
interest you in my discussion about blockchain, Sean?
If by that you mean, can
I
I,
have a
can I go to
27-part
Twitter and start
question.
chaining block on you and everyone else who talks about this fucking conversation, then yes.
All right. Anyone else have anything to say?
Yeah, I went to this place yesterday. And it was,
You went?
It was the seat of a countess in 1516. It was built.
How many dead unicorns were in the basement?
Well, I didn't see the basement, but she was the second richest woman after Queen Elizabeth I. And I don't know, it was pretty cool. They had like something I learned, right? You know those beds that have the four-poster beds with the covers on the top?
Mm-hmm.
Right, they used to have so much trouble with like rats and mice and stuff in the rooms, yeah. That they'd often keep owls in the house to like hunt mice, and that's what the covers were for, so like the owls didn't shit on the people as they were asleep.
Oh, that's why there's covers on the beds.
Yeah, it's pretty cool, isn't it? Oh, and also,
I don't know. I don't think it's cool to have like a cover because there's so many owls shitting on your face at night. That sounds terrible.
I don't know, man.
But
I like owls. Do you guys know the saying, it cost an arm and a leg?
yeah.
Yeah, well, apparently when you were getting portraits done, they wouldn't usually include the hands and feet because they were more difficult to draw, so they don't really do the face. But if you were rich, you could have them do your hands and legs as well. And that's where the saying comes, cost an arm and a leg, because you have to pay extra. It's pretty cool, right? Yeah, that was good.
I thought you were going to say you went to Shirebrook.
Oh, no, I didn't go to Shirebrook in the end, sorry.
Super disappointed.
Yeah, but it was,
You just also go there. It's full of demons.
Yeah, I was gonna say, did that place get wiped off the map?
it was close. I didn't go, but Google Maps might give you some details on it. There's an academy there. Wow, Shirebrook Academy. Well, we know who's in charge there, don't we?
Wow.
There's a particularly interesting statue I've heard on the corner.
Yeah, I think so.
I was very pleased with that joke. I don't know why, but it tickled me something fierce.
Who has not talked about their week so far?
Greg.
Neal.
Oh,
Or is your
Brian.
chat sick of you?
no, they can't get enough. It's been a good week. There's been a lot of D&D. And a lot more D&D to come. And a lot more D&D. It's just the same, more of the same things you get all the time here. Nothing interesting to say. Oh, I should get better at hyping up my own shit, though.
You just need to like get a front man, like get somebody that wears a big clock to come on your show just before you do, and like we gonna have some Neal D&D up in this bitch. We gonna see some Heroes Graveyard.
This is. I feel like you went.
really need
I feel
that.
like you went WWE right there. You might want to roll it back a little bit.
I think
No, that was perfect. That's
D&D
exactly what I
and
mean.
wrestling have a lot in common.
If you say so. I can't say I agree. But all right. If you say so.
I
There's a
think we
lot
just
of
need to get
imaginary
like
combat.
we need to spend like a day with Greg with him just like filming random intros like that and just like have like 100 clips of it and just play random ones every time we start the stream.
Oh, no, you need to splice them all together into like one big minute-long intro, like that old role play thing where it like spliced together all the different voice clips across the campaign. You need to do that, but it's all just Greg making weird noises about how it's about to go live.
You could have him record like messages for when people subscribe and stuff, though. Right? You know, people
Oh,
have
yeah.
that, don't they? Yeah.
That's a good idea.
Voices. Thank you.
We'll talk when tax season's over, Greg. I think we have some obligations to fulfill. There was one cool thing that happened this week. Lauren and I got to live stream and live cast Greg's Final Fantasy Fridays, and it was the coolest shit we've ever done on this channel. It was way better than any D&D content, guys. Greg is hilarious on his stream, and if you haven't seen his shit, you should watch his Final Fantasy Fridays. They are like gold material.
It's having a regular show now. That'll be good.
No, we're too busy for that stuff. But like, you guys should just go watch his own shit. You don't need me to watch it for you. It's great. Greg's stream is amazing.
No, I tune into a lot of the Final Fantasy Fridays specifically. Like, it's a nice way of just I do other things while it's up, but it's like a nice thing that I can run while doing other things.
Well, thank you.
Yeah,
You are all
I cannot sit in silence. I need some sort of noise playing. Something.
I will happily be your noise, Sean.
I'd say yeah, pretty solid quality noise. It's good. Good.
All right.
I want that like as a quote on my stream now. I would say that's pretty solid noise or pretty quality noise.
Let's do it.
It's time to get serious, guys. It's Dungeons and Dragons time. It is September
Yarmir's
19th.
third nipple.
1510. You guys are in Fort Wick.
We're in Fort Wick.
Keep it
Can't say it's
together.
time to get serious. What were you expecting to happen?
I was not expecting Yarmir's third nipple.
No one expects Yarmir's third nipple.
It happens.
It's what I share in common with the Spanish Inquisition.
Can we get a clip of time to get serious and then Yarmir's third nipple chat for the stream on shit, please? All right.
Let's do it.
It is Tuesday, the 19th of September, 1510, in Caledonia, in Fort Wick. Let's take a look at the map, everybody. Here you guys are. You are, of course, just Captain Marshall. Everything else is a figment of his imagination.
Yes.
And what's the
You have a
dealio?
weird imagination, man.
We have returned back to the fort after our trip south to murder the dragon. We finally, after a lot of time hauling gold and coins through the snow, we've managed to get the majority of the loot back to Fort Wick and ready to send back to the princess. While we were here, last episode, we discussed the moving of the fort and its occupants to the unidentified town in the swamplands below the second set of horizontal mountains. And yeah, I think we've got a couple of months to kill while we gather our thoughts, wait for our supplies to be returned, wait for the build crew to get here, get all the men ready and on board with what's to happen. And yeah, so I think we've just got a bit of time to kill before the action steps back up.
Okay. Cool.
Neal, you shared a document with me earlier this week.
Oh, yes, I
think
shared
you
with
shared
you
it with the
the-
wrong account.
Oh, I shared it with the only account that I had for Sean.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Do you
hold
need
on.
me to... I can send
Yeah,
you a
'cause I
link
don't-
to it.
Okay, that works too.
Okay, I'll find it. Somewhere. It's hiding. I'll get it.
Because you shared it with the one that you use as my email, right?
Is this
Yes.
Ferris's
Yeah, that's-
secret beef jerky recipe book?
No, it's for something else.
Well, it kind of is his secret beef jerky recipe in a way.
I
A
meant
little.
what I said. It's
A
this
little,
is, the
sure.
leather working system or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So I've got something I want to do. Shall I start since I was giving a monologue? Anyway.
Yeah.
You're
go for it.
captain.
All right.
Have you told us that we're on vacation yet?
Well, yeah, I think we're all aware that we're taking a little break. I want to find Grimes when he's alone somewhere.
You find Grimes. The two of you are alone in a cozy, dark encampment surrounded by other burly men.
Yeah, so I say, look, Grimes, I need to write a letter to the princess, and I'm not the best with words. I know that you've got a bit of a silver tongue. I was wondering if you could take a look for me.
Making a mistake.
The
Wait. Do you read?
jumping to conclusions here, aren't we?
How do you mean?
Well, no, I definitely can't read.
Well,
But how yeah.
if I read it to you, though, you could suggest changes, right?
Wait, you're serious?
I look around. Yeah, I'm serious. Why?
The princess?
The princess. Well,
William.
it's not that kind of letter, Grimes,
Oh.
but I appreciate the sentiment. Do you think I've got a chance? No, I'm just joking. Look, let me tell you what I've got so far. All right, so I withdraw a scroll from my pocket, and I unfold it, and I say, "Feel free to jump in when you think if I could make changes." And I put a quill and a pot of ink down on the table.
How did you reckon I can't read before you even pulled out the letter?
Well, I just, now that I think about it, I've never seen you read anything. It's rather strange, though. How do you speak so many languages without having the ability to read?
You know how blind people supposedly make up for it in their other senses? Maybe it's sort of like that.
You just got an ear for it, I guess.
Yeah, like a bat or something. Anyways, the letter.
Yeah, the letter. Sorry. Yeah. So I scroll out. I'm just gonna read the whole. It's quite long, Neal, but I'm just gonna read the whole thing. All right.
Yeah, that's fine.
All right. To my lord and commander, High Princess Seller of Solwick.
Lord and Commander, I think you should start off with I don't know, something a bit more honorific.
Do you not think that's
graces and excellencies and all that? But you're the knight.
Maybe you're right. All right, I mark a little note on there to change that. Okay. Well, since receiving your last letter, I have spent many nights pondering as to whether I would better serve you fighting our enemies on the front line. War is expensive, both in lives and gold, and it fills me with a deep and profound regret that I am not there fighting alongside the brave soldiers of Solwick. I looked at Grimes.
You don't mean to ship us to the battle lines, do you?
No, but I feel like I've got to show some willing.
Look, it's bloody cold down here, but I'd rather face down a knoll than
Really? Don't worry, Grimes. I wouldn't take you to the front lines. I think you'd shit your pants. Anyway,
but
for the last
you're to go.
No, well, it's just that I think now that we've been so successful with Sleet and the treasure, that we've bought ourselves some time, and it makes the expedition worthwhile again. However, there was a threat from the princess that if I wasn't to be successful down here, then I would be better off fighting in the war. But I've got to look after you, so I suppose I'm stuck here. Anyway, for the last few months, my men and I, that's you, have been beset by many enemies. Chief amongst them, a large white dragon named Sleet that ruled over the northern parts of Caledonia. After encountering and severely wounding the dragon at a ruined keep in the ancient Caledonian city of Saltport, we pursued it 60 miles across the ice to the base of a mountain path leading to its lair. Unfortunately, severe weather conditions delayed our ascent and granted the dragon time to recover from its wounds. When we eventually ascended the mountain and cornered the beast in its lair, it was all but rejuvenated. A short but bloody battle followed that ended as I plunged my sword through the roof of its gaping jaw. With Sleep vanquished, I took in my surroundings and realized I was standing amongst the greatest hoard of treasure that Drakus has seen in 1,000 years. I thought it was pretty good. Amongst the hundreds of pounds of coins are a significant amount of valuable art objects coveted by the dragon. Grimes, my prisoner, tells me that the value of the hoard is over 3 million copper pieces.
Perhaps a mountaineer or
Grimes, my
cultural ambassador.
Prisoner and mountaineer. Okay. There is around another 600,000 copper worth of silver coins left in a cave that we've so far been unable to retrieve due to its sheer mass. As of yet, I have been unable to retrieve the dragon's head. However, enclosed with this letter is one of its scales as proof of the deed. The elf in my employ is working on crafting armor from the other scales we have recovered. To speak of the treasures and wealth that we have recovered pales in comparison to the magic and knowledge we have unearthed. We are currently in possession of a number of powerful artifacts. I myself wield a magical sword and shield, Grimes a powerful magical crossbow, Faris a magical scimitar and quiver, and Yaramir our wizard is protected by Tempos himself through a holy amulet. In addition to these artifacts, we have recovered a library of ancient Caledonian texts that I am sure will prove invaluable in deciphering their culture and history. With Sleet's death, the northern tip of Caledonia has been completely subdued. The continuation of a garrison at Fort Wick seems counterintuitive, as my focus now shifts to hundreds of miles south from its current location. My father, Richard, has commissioned a naval survey of the continent, and we have identified a new location to set up our base of operations. With your blessing, I will be hiring a construction crew and moving Captain Hughes and our garrison south. With any luck, Richard will have shared the results of the naval survey with you. Our new location is to be the ruined city in the frozen swamp to the east of the second set of horizontal mountains. I hope that the wealth that has arrived with this letter aids significantly in the war effort and builds on your house's substantial prestige. I remain committed to your service. Your faithful knight, Cal William Marshall, captain of the Caledonian expedition. What do you think?
I think you sound like quite the epic dragon slayer, Captain.
Yeah, don't tell Faris.
As I saw it, you dealt the killing blow.
That's how it went down.
Are you sure you want to mention the whole magic weapons bit?
I believe it's our duty. We have to. I'm sure that the princess...
But then she'll be expecting them back in the name of the crown and all at the end of the expedition.
Well, of course, yes. If you... perhaps if you prove yourself worthy, you'll be able to keep your crossbow. But all of this does belong to the princess. At least in theory. But we've got... Yeah. There's many more battles to be had with that crossbow before you return home anyway, Grimes. So, yeah.
I wasn't thinking of myself.
Ah, well, I'm sure if anyone gets to keep it, it'll be me. I say with a smile. So I think I'll roll this up and say, well, it sounds okay.
It sounds perfect.
Great. I roll it up.
I'm a bit flattered that you thought to ask for my writing expertise.
I've never been the most studious when it comes to the pen, and I trust your judgment on things like this slightly more than our other companions. I would have gone to Captain Hughes, but I'd rather not share the specifics of my correspondence with the princess with her. I'd see sharing it with you would do little damage.
Why? Because I'm never leaving this God's forsaken iceberg?
Because even if you wanted to tell the princess something, I don't think she'd listen.
Whatever the reason. Never thought a never thought a boy like me here be privy to the letters of a princess.
Well, I pat you on the back and say,
thought?
Who'd have thought that climbing into that tower and trying to steal our jewels would be the best thing you ever did? You've done well, Grimes. Whilst our mission continues here, I see it unlikely that you'd see the inside of a cell when we return.
2 years was the term, if I recall.
Well, we're halfway through, but...
Granted, I didn't actually see the writing.
Yeah, well, maybe after that year's ended, you can do another 2 years for the crossbow. I'll see if I can arrange it. I roll up my scroll and I put it into my jacket, and I say, did that rum that Yaramir ordered ever arrive?
I think I saw them unloading a whole keg.
We got any in here?
There's probably the last bit in here, and then I think there's another one showed up that's in like the storeroom or something. I'll have to ask Yaramir.
Well, let's drink what we've got. Cheers. And I take a swig of the rum and hand the bottle over to Grimes.
It's not in a bottle. It's in a keg.
It's in a cask. But yeah. I typically have a flask.
Yeah, all right. We take a flask. All right. Well, I've got other duties to attend to, Grimes, but I'll see you later. And I neck my rum and walk out. I mean, I've got other things to do, but let's switch it up.
Sure. Neal.
Yes.
In this document you sent me,
Yes.
You say that checks take 1 week of work provided the worker has the proper tools. What kind of tools would I be using in this process? I'm looking it up, and part of the curing process are things that we actually have on hand here. Like you need to sort of bathe them in a high alkali solution, like warm dog dung, which we can definitely make happen here. We do have a bunch
Kobold
of
shit.
Yeah.
and that's mostly for like the tanning process. But it seems like a lot of the actual like leather working itself, once it's been tanned, is mostly pretty. I can't really. It's hard to find information on this. A lot of it's like, did you know that there were leather workers in medieval times? But I'm trying to find more, and it seems pretty banal, right? Like it's mostly working with tools that I feel like a normal person might have on hand, and it's mostly the skills that go into it that transfer to quality leather.
When you boil leather, you boil it in oil, right? Not in water.
I don't know if you boil it. I'm looking through like the tanning process. You bathe it in a few different things. There's another one. You make a solution with crushed oak bark in it, but I feel like other tree bark might work for that. I don't see anything about boiling. Let me see. Oh,
I think you typically boil it.
glue can be made by boiling scraps of leather.
Oh,
Maybe it is boiled in water.
I mean, I could also do boil.
but you need to sanitize it somehow.
Yeah, and that's you scrape it away, and then you bathe it, you wash it, and then that's where the dog dung thing comes in, and then you wash it again. I imagine that's part of why tanning was said to smell absolutely terrible and why it was banned from most like residential districts in medieval times.
Most sources agree that actual boiling of leather was not part of the process. Never mind,
Yep.
you don't boil it.
Yeah,
Boiled
it's
leather
like
is not boiled.
Yep, it's there's like the dog dung thing. There was a bit about bathing in water with like oak bark in it. Here, I'll send you the link actually.
Cool. So
There's another bit
generally
about
what
spending like a year in the tanning process of like literally just leaving something in a vat for a year and coming back. But I feel like that might be a little bit extreme.
Probably a little extreme. So generally what I would like to do is I would like to give you some sort of improvement or some sort of bonus when you have like the tools that a civilized leather worker would have on hand.
Right, which is why I'm asking what do I need for that? Because like a lot of what I'm reading here, I could make happen, right? I could find like some buckets and fill them with dog dung and warm that up and bathe them in that. And I can do all the washing stuff myself. Like there's bits where you wash. I could get Yarmir to be like, why the fuck am I speaking like Yarmir?
It is infectious, no.
Can you scrape some bark off trees? Try to find oaks and like try to get him to like find me the barks that I need for bathing this properly. And I'm wondering what tools do I specifically need to like order, or what tools am I missing and would need a jury rig here?
So let's just assume that you have some tools on hand and some tools you don't. The specifics of them are beyond my actual understanding, so we can sort of make up whatever the tools are, since even historical scholars have been unable to figure out how people really boiled leather back in the day. So your guess is as good as mine. So let's just say you have some tools, but not other tools. So let's say you can't finish everything until you have the appropriate tools, but you can like make progress and make all but the finalizing checks or something. We'll find a way to to get you partway there.
And then my other question there, you mentioned that once I've made a full suit, I don't have the penalty to the check anymore because I've like
right, because then you are fully proficient.
So if I've made body armor, because it says once you've done the full suit, but let's say I make like body armor and successfully do that, would I then lose the penalty the next time I make body armor again?
No, you got to do you're saying you could just have the proficiency for the body section, but not the limbs.
Learn like recipes.
I have enough to make 3 checks for each type, right? So I was going to do like 3 checks for body and then 3 checks for limbs.
Sure.
And I was wondering if I pass on the first body check, would I then lose the penalty for the second 2?
No,
I feel like...
no. You got to do all. You have to finish the entire body suit. So you got to do all 3 pieces of the body before you lose your penalty.
Wait, no. I thought you said like once I've done like a piece of armor, I lose the penalty, right?
Yeah, once you've finished a suit of armor. So once you've finished the body, which is like the 3 sub pieces, then if you were to try and improve that, you could probably make it without penalty. But the
right, that's what I mean. If I
still.
successfully make the first body piece, would I then be able to make the second 2 without penalty?
Yes, but also
Okay,
you can make a second 2 at the same quality with no checks.
Yes, but that's what I was probably just gonna do 3 different checks.
Cool. Yeah, it's fine.
So this is the dragon leather, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So you basically splayed out a dragon carcass in the courtyard here, and you're
I have like
rubbing,
pieces of
and you're collecting dog shit, and you're rubbing
Ferris
dog
is,
shit
like,
water
moving
all
around and
over.
talking to people, which is a little bit weird. And he, I think he goes up to William first and says, "William, I'm going to need your help for this. You get along with dogs, right?"
Yes. Why?
All right.
With what? Help with what? What are you doing
Promise
to the
me,
dogs?
It's for the leather working. I need to talk to the kennel master.
Okay. Is it leather working when it's a dragon?
Yes.
It's skin. It's leather, I assume. Something close. The term will suffice. Anyways,
Oh.
I need to collect dog dung. A lot of it.
Dog dung.
Yes, it's part of the cleaning process. It's going to smell awful. I'll warn you now. I might have to move it outside of the fort walls.
Look, I'm sorry, Forrest. This is really a job for this isn't really my position.
I'm not telling you to collect it. I'm telling you to help me explain this to the kennel master. I don't think.
Yes. Well, I can do that. He's a good guy. That Max. He's a good guy.
Wait, is he the dwarf or is that the carpenter?
That's the carpenter.
Okay, yeah.
All right, let's go and see Max.
All right.
Yes.
Max, it's William and the elf. Can we have a word?
Of course.
How? Thank you. I walk in. How are the new dogs getting on? Are they settling in?
As much as they can. A little bit. Never seen snow before. A little bit finicky about it. Some of them like to play in it a little bit too much.
Yep. Well, dogs will play, I guess. They I would tell you that time about the window. Maybe actually. Maybe it's best not mentioning that. How any more revolutionary technological breakthroughs recently? No.
No.
Well, my friend here wanted to have a word with you. I brought him. Forrest?
What have you been doing with the dung that the dogs leave behind?
That's not how I would approach this conversation, but
Where is it collected? I need access to it for leatherworking purposes.
there we go. It's better.
We don't really collect it other than to shovel it and toss it out as far away from the keep as possible.
Do you know where? Is it? I mean, do you centralize it all, or is it just scattered all about?
He looks towards William. What the hell is going on here?
Does
he want to eat it?
No. It's I think it's for hardening the armor, or I'm not sure. The leather.
It's for cleaning it.
Yeah,
Ironically.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah, I used to have a guy back home that would. Yeah, I know what the deal is. Sure, I can start collecting the dung for you and piling it there.
Excellent. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And
But you got to do me a favor.
Yes.
He looks towards William, looks back at you. You keep those dogs safe out there. Looks back at William.
The dogs
Keep them
have
real safe.
They no longer are required to fight, so they should be safe from now on.
We've been keeping them out of combat.
Just saying, I'm counting on you, Elf.
I'll do what I can.
Since the last breakthrough, we've found other uses for them other than as guard dogs, so their position leaves them a lot more secure now.
Good.
Yes, they've got you to thank for that, Max. You're the brains behind this.
As do we. Those harnesses have turned out to be very convenient.
I go up to him and I put an arm on his shoulder and I say, what he says is true, Max. You've done a great service for the expedition here. It's really made things a lot easier. I'll make sure it's not forgotten once this is all over. All right. I turn her out. Faris, are you happy with this?
Yes, perfectly. I have to go make some other preparations, and Ferris heads out and he's gonna track down Yaramir.
Okay.
Says, Yaramir, you know things about trees that I probably do not. Do you know how to identify an oak? Does Ferris know how to identify an oak?
You know how to identify an oak. You're
Excellent.
You're an elf.
Are there oaks, like dead oaks on this continent?
It's mostly coniferous, but there are oaks in here as well.
So they're scattered about.
Yes.
Yaramir, would you like to go out and do some ranging with me? I need to find some oak trees, ones that are still alive, and scrape the bark off them.
Sure, I could do this. Perhaps we shall find some fungus.
That's what I figured. You might have something that you want to collect out there.
I have a question for you here, Ferris. You clearly have had some previous experience with leatherworking in some way. Otherwise, you wouldn't know about the dog dung and the oak stuff.
I think most of his knowledge about the process itself is kind of like he used to like hunt down in the Frostlands, right? And a lot of how he made it some money to get by and like go in and buy food in town was selling skins, right?
Mm-hmm.
So like he would hunt and eat the food that he caught, but then he'd also sell the skins and he'd be able to buy more food for when hunting was more sparse, because hunting isn't really reliable.
Right.
And I feel like he probably sold a lot of those skins to like leather workers or tanners, and he learned a little bit about the process secondhand. Like, he walks up to where they do all the tanning, goes, "What is that ungodly smell?" And they explained exactly what's causing it to smell so horrible over there. And he probably like saw kind of the work that was being put out from the skins that he was selling. I think a lot of it was kind of absorbed secondhand from like 30 years of selling skins to a nearby village.
I can get behind that. That sounds good. All right, so you guys head off to get fungus and oak bark and stuff. These things can be found without too much problem.
All right.
And then I guess you can just begin your process of starting.
Yeah, and a lot of it, I feel like most of it's going to be bathing it and like cleaning it and doing all that stuff to like prep it to be like shaped at the very end.
Okay.
And we have a ship that's showing up in a couple of days that we're going to order more supplies from, and that's probably where I'll put in the requisition for those final leather working tools to finish up the armor.
Perfect. So you guys have a lot. Well, you've got, who knows, maybe a week or so, a few days so until Zaz's ship shows up. What is there anything in particular that you want to do that we should do before that happens?
Not for me. I think Ferris is going to be pretty busy.
Yarmir, do you have spells you want to learn? Do you have magic to do?
Sure.
Let's do some magic.
All right. Whoa! Everybody just got huge. All right, now I'm better. Let's learn some magic. How long are we going to be thinking about?
2 months.
2 months?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Let's see here. I gotta avoid things I tried in blue. Should I just start going down the list? There's a part of me that kind of feels like it. That's boring. Let's just roll. Nah, we'll just pick random shit. I want to do number 21. So use 12 horizontal lines on the throat, large at the top and small at the bottom.
Okay.
Let's see here.
You have is it 85?
85, yeah.
So that is a success on your check, but it is a complicated spell. It is beyond your ability to understand. You're level 6 now, right?
Enough. I am level 6 now, correct.
Cool. We need a new coloring.
We need a new color.
Level 6 would be red.
Let's see, what else is good? Stars are good shapes. Stars have been fun for us. Let's do the... Where was it? Oh, I missed it. I lost it. I had it, and I don't have it. It's gone now. All right, we're not doing stars. We're doing the coffin lid between my shoulder blades.
Okay, give me a check.
Yes.
That's gotta be animate dad, surely.
That is a success. And
Awesome.
you learn a spell.
Whee!
Are you deliberately keeping these spells?
Nah.
Is that what we're doing? Or like there's a list somewhere or something that the viewers can probably find?
There is a public document if you're invested enough in the show to find the document around.
Yeah.
But I will generally not say it so that there's a little bit of mystery about what's going down.
Yeah, exactly.
I
just saw someone in chat
document is also
asking.
in private. Oh no, never mind.
Yeah, I just saw someone in chat asking, and I thought it worth pointing out that the rest of us players don't know either. It's fun to find out in the course of the narrative.
Yeah,
right?
Greg, while you're still thinking about this, I want to ask what Grimes is doing during this week.
I don't think
What do you
Grimes
do with
has
your
any.
You
I
have
don't
to
think
do
Grimes
something.
has any serious ambitions. I think he gets rum drunk and skis around the fort and hangs out with the soldiers and plays Mancala. Comes up with ways to gamble without any money.
You use dog dung for pieces.
Oh God.
It's frozen, so it's okay.
Yeah, it won't get on your hands.
Yeah, I
I
don't think I have anything in particular to do. The rabbits.
Actually,
Am I
what we
trapping
do-
for rabbits? I mean, I probably do keep up snares and things in the area, but there's no more kobolds, are there?
No one's
So-
seen them in a while.
Were you saying something, Sean?
Oh yeah. When we do order those leather working tools, Ferris probably asks for some sort of like soap as well because he wants to be able to wash his hands after this whole process is done. Like not just wash them with water, but like actually get something scented to wash.
Scented soap?
Something with a scent to wash away the fucking.
You may
dung.
need to have Yaramir roll an herbalism check to find you some.
I think.
We can buy something. as well.
Tanners smell gross, and if you're going to be making armor,
Right,
you can
but
definitely
once-
try the scented soap approach, buddy.
No,
but that
not
shit
while
is
it's
gonna-
happening. I'm fine with smelling terrible during the process, but I want to be able to wash after everything.
That stuff is
you're
going to
gonna-
soak into your skin. You will reek.
Yeah, and it will slowly wash away.
Okay, all right, that's fine. That's fine.
I've got one more thing I'd like to do as soon as possible, really.
Sure.
All right, I go and knock on Yaramir's little room of mystery.
I think it just has like a beaded curtain. Like I don't think it's actually like a door.
Okay, so
You can just like jingle your way through it.
slide in. Is the snowman still here?
No, it's been gone for a long time.
It's gone. It's not just unanimated.
Yep, gone.
All right. It's not why I'm here. But I come in and say, do you have all the books in here?
I don't know. What did we do with the books?
I think they're probably in here.
Are they in here? I
They're in
wasn't
here.
sure if we sent them back to the mainland or not.
Yeah, no, they're still here.
Zaz
Okay.
hasn't come yet.
Yeah, then sure, why not? I'll have a library of books set up here.
So I want to, Yaramir, I want to talk to you about these books.
Sure.
Um,
What is on your mind?
I remember you mentioning that you think like a few of them stood out to you as being potentially interesting.
I made no such mention of that, but if I was given time to read them, perhaps I might find about 7 or so with titles.
Okay, well, I was thinking though, you're pretty decent at reading this now, right?
Getting there, yes.
Well, I was thinking maybe we could find one of the soldiers in the fort who has a propensity to. He's good with languages, good with. I was originally thinking Grimes, but he doesn't seem to be able to read, so. But somebody who's good with languages, if you could teach someone to be able to read this while we're off doing our thing, they could read through the books and perhaps do the research for us, so you don't have to spend the next 6 months reading this stuff.
Perhaps. Bear in mind, it has taken me, how long? 2-3 months to come somewhat close to having an understanding of this language. It might take just as long to teach someone else, especially without such a nimble mind as I have.
But you did it from scratch. They'd have your assistance, so surely they'd be at an advantage in that regard.
This is true. I am quite a spectacular advantage to have.
You might be able to just give them, give them a leg up to get going and then leave them to it. I mean, there's nothing to lose, right? If you can spare a few days or a week or so to help this individual after I find him.
Perhaps, yes, if you found me a individual with the mental capacity, perhaps I could teach him some.
I will do my best. All right, thank you. And I'll leave you to your I look over the desk at like whatever you're doing, like dissecting a frog or something.
If I'm not studying my spells, yeah, I probably have like this canister of human flesh out and like this little like hunk of grout I pulled out, and I'm like wetting it and experimenting with like turning it into human shapes and trying to cast spells on it.
So I'll leave you to that, whatever that is. All right, see you later. Oh, wait, is there anything you want from... Zaz is coming in a week, right? Make sure you order anything you need.
Thank you for the reminder. I will have to have long conversation with rest of you to fill out requisition form.
Yes, all right, bye. I leave.
So before we go any further with Yaramir's spells, or perhaps actually Yaramir, you're in the middle of studying a spell on the next day. This is Thursday, the 21st of September, 1510. One of the guards starts shouting from the walls that they see a ship, which is not unusual. That's what happens every time Zaz's ship shows up. But a few minutes later, Captain Hughes comes looking for
you mean
Cole.
a guard on? You mean whoever's on lookout duty?
Yeah,
at
whoever's on
the-
lookout. One of the soldiers here.
There's like this platform, right? There's no
Yeah.
walls you can walk on.
Well, if we scroll up,
Yeah, we've got
And
this
look-
new.
yeah, this is an image of the actual fort that our fort is based off of. This is Fort
Wow, this is-
Clatsop from Lewis and Clark, and of course the I need to say this image is by Wikimedia user MB294. The file is licensed of the Creative Commons attribution style.
I don't think
4.0 international license. It is a legal requirement for me to use this image to say that. But now that it's done, it's fine.
I think having that printed there is more than sufficient.
I don't know
You
if it's
said-
legible on stream. Is the issue?
You said his name wrong. It's MB298, not 294.
What the yeah, MB298. Thanks, William.
You're welcome.
Cool. So this is generally what it looks like, minus the American flag and the trees. And then the fort has been extended on the left side to a more or less flat area that people now have to shovel like every day to keep the snow from building up. So this is what your fort looks like, plus a watchtower near the fireplace. You can stand on the roofs, and there's also a bit of a higher palisade wall that cuts like here to keep it a little bit safer. So you can stand on the roof, but the watchtower is better, and the guard in question is on the watchtower.
This is
Have we always had a watchtower?
Yes.
Oh.
It's this little platform on the map.
Oh, that's not a stage. That's right.
Yeah, we always thought it was a stage, and then it was like, no, that's a watchtower.
Yeah, my bad. All right, I'm done.
This roof looks really low. I bet Grimes is climbing on the roof all the time.
Yeah, I think the roof here is actually closer to like 5.5 feet or so on the low side, and on the high side it's like 7 feet.
Yeah, so you can just like
Grimes
pull
probably climbs it all the time and is always disappointed by the lack of challenge.
Yeah, it might be a
The
little bit
challenge
bigger.
isn't tiptoeing on the roof so I don't get yelled at by Captain inside.
Yeah. That's just people at the time this fort were built like males averaged like 5'6" instead of the current like 5'8". So
Is that true in Caledonia as well?
no. But that's why the image doesn't quite it doesn't matter. Who gives a shit? The point is that one of the guards calls that the ship is coming, and then Captain Hughes comes and finds Captain William with a concerned look on her face, saying,
Yes, Hughes.
William, we've got a ship, but it's not Zaz.
What?
Yeah. Do you
Does it
think
fly off flag?
She nods. Yeah, it's a merchant ship. She's always shown up on time. She's always been the one to deliver supplies. Did you have any special requests, or do you know anything that might have had her not come? Had her be replaced? Did you have a complaint about Zaz?
None that I voiced to the princess or to anyone in any official regard. Look, let's go and meet them ourselves. I leave the room. Neal, did we send all the treasure back with Becca or not?
No, we did not.
No, it's sitting here waiting for Zaz, I think, to let it out.
Yeah.
All right, I go to the...
I think we're gonna have to keep him here a little while longer. Whatever. We'll figure that out in game.
I'll go to the dock then, with Hughes.
All right.
Yeah, I imagine everyone's kind of piling up at the dock at this point, right? The ship coming in is probably like the most interesting thing that happens to this fort.
What are you talking about? I am so much more interesting than little ship.
Okay,
sure
so
enough,
Yarmir's off in his own little world, and
It's
and everyone else.
A merchant ship, just like Zaz's, that shows up, and it's bobbing out in the waves. You can see them like lowering the anchor and positioning the ship out there. And a few skiffs get launched off. 3 skiffs, each of them loaded with quite a few people, and they all start rowing to shore.
Is that unusual?
Yeah.
Are they armed?
No, they're just kind of. I mean, they're pretty far out in the water, but they're all dressed like sailors. You don't see any obvious weapons or armor on them.
They're not soldiers, sure.
No.
And they're... Are they Drekian?
Yeah. They fly our flag, right? I whisper to Hughes and they say, Zaz doesn't usually send so many men aboard, does she?
She shakes her head. No, You've been getting messages from the homeland. What's going on?
There's a war with Mistrea.
I think wordlessly Grimes has slipped away and is posting up in like a sniper's position, I guess. What do you call it? A crow's nest? Finding a tree or something to...
Finding some high ground, a little bit up the hill.
Yeah.
I spin around and check the crowd to make sure that Yaramir and Grimes and Faris are around.
I think
Yaramir's not around. Grimes is leaving. It's just you, Ferris, and Captain Hughes standing down here.
I turn around and like click at one of the soldiers and motion him to come over quickly.
They stride on over.
Go ahead and find Yaramir and Grimes and make sure that they're ready.
Soldier turns and heads off.
I step forward to the edge of the dock, and I want to shout at the people when they get in range.
Sure.
So
So you
when-
wait. There are 3 skiffs. They're showing up. A few minutes later, Yaromir, you get a soldier comes and bursts in through your beaded curtain and
Okay.
says, "The captain, the big captain, would like to have a word with you."
The big captain.
Yeah.
He is a bit larger than the one you normally have around here, is he not? Perhaps we need to have him diet down a little.
Well, when you're not around, we do call him the fat
What does he have
captain.
of me?
Anyway, the fat captain wants to speak to you.
All right. Give me a moment. Let me cap my bottle here.
He's down by the docks.
Okay, I will go find him.
Do you know where? Do you know where Grimes is?
I would check roof. He has tendency to walk around like cat. But if he's not there, I don't know. Also, like cat, he has tendency to show up even when not needed.
At this moment, I think Grimes will have actually drawn the phase dagger and all but disappeared.
Hiding out
So I
in
don't
the
know-
tree, semi-transparent.
I think my hide check is 15 or 16, so I think that I won't be found. But I'll be there to with
Doesn't
a
he
ready
get, like-
with a ready crossbow shot if things go sour or if these are I don't know.
Do we know what that does for his hide check?
Nope.
Okay. It does have like a mechanical impact.
Well, my height is
Like, he's hard
17
to see,
actually.
right? Like he becomes
Right.
largely transparent. Okay.
Can I question? Can I have the dagger drawn with a crossbow? Like, can I do like off left hand dagger brace crossbow? Is that a?
You can hold the dagger in your hand and gain the transparency bonus, but you can't dual wield, right? Because you have to like awkwardly hold it in
Yeah.
a way that you can hold everything else, and you don't want that taken
Sure,
away.
sure.
So it's like,
But I can be.
Jesus.
Could we make a sheath, like, inside of Grimes's body, so that he could sheath his knife inside himself
do you
and
mean
then
you want to
permanently get?
stab
I think we're-
Grimes?
Well, maybe more like surgery.
Yeah, I was gonna say, do you call surgery cutting?
Are you
sound?
trying to permanently banish me to the ethereal plane?
No. But then you don't have to worry about awkwardly holding your knife like a CS:GO
Yeah,
player.
you can.
I think
socket
we
it
just
into
need. I
yourself.
think I just need a bayonet. But
I think
appreciate the thought.
Would be much cooler.
I like this idea. I like the idea of him just like socketing the dagger into his body.
Get back to me on that. Yarmir's here for you, baby.
and this is why I'm hiding.
All right. Yaromir, you make it down to the dock area at the base of the hill near the keep. And there's William, and there's Ferris, and Captain Hughes, and one of the non-commissioned officers, and 4 other soldiers standing around.
Cool. I guess, like, what's up, William? You had need of me.
Yeah, I just need you to be ready in case I look out to the water in case this goes wrong.
You know, I don't carry things very well. Not very strong. I'm sure you and the men much more suited to gathering things from merchants.
I just turn around to look back to the water. You got time for his sarcasm. Are they in sight now? Can I see that?
Oh, yeah, they're definitely in sight.
All right, so I shout out at them if they're in voice range now,
What do you
and
shout?
I say, "You there? Why are you approaching? Who are you?"
One of the people in the foremost ship kind of steadies themselves on the bow and waves a friendly hand and calls back and says, "We're here to relieve you!"
Relieve me. I say to Hughes, "What do they mean?"
She shrugs and looks at you.
All right, come on. I motion at them to.
Is it not, William? You are a military man. Is it not proper to have squads get relieved every now and then? I am sure they are here for the peasants.
Weren't they going to cycle soldiers in and out of the fort?
We have
Nice.
been here for a very long time.
Has it been 2
Oh.
years yet? We're not even close to that, are we?
It's not been 2 years. Hughes, surely you would know about it if the crown was replacing our men.
She nods and says they had said they were going to replace our people with fresh troops. But I wrote back
congratulations.
saying
You get to
I
go
don't
home.
want that. That I want to keep these soldiers here for longer. and I don't want the new soldiers.
Well, let's see if they bring any lessers with them.
The skiffs begin to pull up towards the dock, and as the very first skiff hits the ground, that foremost person leaps forward and draws a scimitar from underneath
and takes
her
a crossbow in the
pulls out a
face.
scimitar and slashes at this guy with Nighthawk.
Oh my god, this guy's gonna die.
So Grimes, you called it first, so
Yeah, there's probably more bonuses because I'm hidden, but I think a 14 ought to do it.
is that? I'll give you +2 for not being seen, which will bring that to a 16.
I thought you said they weren't there, so he is armored.
Yeah, they are armored. Yes, they have taken efforts to conceal their arms and armor.
Okay, well, 9 points of damage.
I'm taking a look at my notes. Notes, where are you hiding? Notes. So +2 would bring that to a 16. Is actually a miss.
Hold on, say
crossbow.
calculate again. So that's my raw. No, that's that's including magic bonus. But for being completely hidden and invisible, that should be +4, right?
It should be.
But to being
Yeah, no, you're
invisible
right. You're
to
completely
the
yeah. You're invisible. It'd be +4.
and I've
so that
probably
brings it to
got
an
a
18.
flank and a high, right?
Yeah, well, a flank and back attack don't stack with invisible, right? The point is that it's
Yeah, but the maximum for not being seen, and I think I should
4.
get that is 4.
Right.
So
You're
it should
right.
be an
You're
18.
right. It's an 18. That's a hit.
So 9 points of damage.
And
9 points of damage. Okay.
Ferris takes a slash at this guy with Nighthawk.
Well, I think Ferris, you're gonna have to roll for initiative.
Yeah.
Grimes has been sitting up there with his crossbow
makes
prepped
sense.
ahead of time.
Works for me. D10.
That doesn't kill him.
No, that does not kill him.
This is a superhuman armored soldier.
Why don't you save? Well,
Save
maybe,
a gauge check for some round later.
Maybe.
Initiative.
Okay, I'll ask on my turn.
Are all the boats landed?
They are landing this round.
Yeah.
How many feet from the beachhead did I find my vantage?
I think you are at like halfway up the hill, so you're probably like about 150 feet.
Okay.
So all of you guys, let's bring the whole party. That's the GM layer. No wonder I can't select you guys. Bring the whole of the party down here. Ferris, Marshall,
Holy
Yarmir.
crap.
Where the hell's Grimes? Oh, Grimes, why are you up at the top of the fort, buddy?
I'm hiding in the trees. Can't you see my ninja mask?
There's some other soldiers here, right?
Yes, I'm grabbing them. They're on different layers and in different spots. It's going to take a moment to manage.
I'm glad I got Yaramir. There's a lot of guys.
Yeah.
So they're
You
all
guys-
landing on the beach within 1 minute of each other?
Yes, this is an invasion force. They are timing their attacks to land together.
They did a really good job of hiding their shit. Because I definitely asked, are
You-
they armed? And
you
you were like,
definitely-
no, they look like regular sailors.
Yes,
How
they
do
did a
regular
good job.
I guess it's cold, so they're all wearing coats and stuff.
Yes. These are all true statements. Okay, and then the rest of these folks are back at the fort. Let's just put them back at the fort. And... okay, there we go. Battle is all set up. Initiatives are 9, 15, 14, and 8. The enemies will go in...
How many
2, 4,
places is
6
there they can?
groups.
How many places they can land though? Is there
There's
loads
enough
of
for
space?
3 skips.
Okay.
Yeah. Probably not much more than that, though. Let's roll a bunch of initiatives for them. Oh, these are pretty good. And actually should probably be broken up in slightly more groups than this. So, the first group to go is half of the red group. The red group is the first group that's making landfall here. Let's shift these things appropriately.
Is Yaramir really standing?
You guys were all just kind of standing around, right? So I figured you're all standing more or less like that.
Yeah. All right. I thought me and Hughes were at the front though, but you know.
That's not specified. Ryan, you did 9 damage.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Perfect.
So this guy, He's got. I mean, that's a solid crossbow hit.
Yes, and that is what the HP bar has done in relation to that
Yeah.
solid crossbow hit.
Look at that beefcake.
Got it.
So this first captain will hop up, that steps off the ship, and run over to one of your regular infantrymen.
God damn it.
Does he just tower over the tiny man?
They're about the same size. With an 11 to hit, which is a miss. Followed by this one, who goes to engage this person, which misses. This one goes here, 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 here. And that is all that go on that turn. And that's 1, 2, 3, 4 attacks. Let's see, so that's going to be a 17 against Ferris.
Muted, Sean.
Miss.
14 against Marshall.
No.
A 6 against this person, and an 11 against this person, which are all misses.
Nice.
All right.
Screw you, red guys.
You guys go at 8, so then the next half of the red group actually goes right now. This one will hop off the ship and cruise over here, here. One will come for Yarmir, one will come for Ferris. This one will come over here. This one will come over here. And why don't we come over here? Yeah. So Yarmir, there's a one attacking you for a 10. It's a miss. One attacking you for a 15. Which
I believe that's a miss because of his amulet.
No, I think the amulet gives AC 15 exactly.
Oh, okay. I know he got hit on a 16, but I thought a 15 I missed him before.
Yeah, I had narrowed it down to 16 to 18 in my notes, but
Ooh, maybe let me double check my notes over here.
that could have been a mistake.
Yeah,
possible.
the amulet is 15 AC. I think your shield is 16 AC.
My shield is 16 AC, but
Yeah.
that's okay. I just got a free not getting hit in the past.
Lovely. You take 5 points of damage from a scimitar. The other attack misses you. There's another one on Ferris, which is an 11. There are 2 attacks on Captain Hughes. 17 and a 7 are a miss. And I think there was one more against a regular soldier, which is a 3 is a miss. And then Yarmir, you are up.
My spell fizzles.
Okay.
Shit.
You can move though now, and I would recommend it.
Moving would be a terrible idea as they get to slaughter me with.
You can withdraw at
Yeah, you can
third. You
withdraw.
can move 1/3 of your movement without provoking OAs.
Yarmir is experienced character. He knows what he can do.
I mean, that's legitimately not the way it works, right? My action was taking a spell. My spell fizzles. I can't take
Oh,
a
right, the
different
spell, yeah.
action, right?
True.
You can
Yeah.
still do a half
Yeah.
move, but
In
if-
2-point
if you
Neal,
don't
I think
move-
you would probably be able to argue for a withdraw at this juncture. But I think you're right.
argue
Rules
over
as
anything.
written. Oh yeah.
Doesn't
I
matter.
mean,
I've got you.
if Neal
If
says
you can only move, okay.
withdrawal, I will, but they'll just.
I think the best we've ever done with that was if you withdrew on a half move, it was like 1/6 of your normal movement rate. But at that point, it's not even worth it anymore. I think we're in less than stellar ground.
It's all right. I've got you,
Yeah.
Greg. Don't worry.
Withdraws a full round action, so
All right. So.
And there's no.
nice.
And if damage is taken, he spell fizzles.
yes.
Yeah.
So that leaves Ferris up.
Yes.
All right. I'm gonna be targeting. I'm gonna be targeting this guy right here.
Sure.
First, I'm just gonna. They're same time, but I'm gonna do them separately so that we get the modified rolls.
Sure.
There's some sort of magical bonus to the scimitar. I don't have it noted though, so you're gonna have to do that yourself. So 11 there, and d20 plus 5 for the other one is an 18.
The 11 is a miss, but the 18 is a hit.
Okay. So he's gonna take d6. He takes 3 points of damage from the offhand.
All right. And
If
this-
Yarmir's not moving, I think Ferris has to hold his ground too. So he's gonna
you
stay
did
here.
3 points of damage,
Yep.
the person in front of you survives.
It's good though, because this is testing.
Oh, I forgot your magical bonus. The person still survives.
No, there's no magical bonus on the damage. That was
Okay.
the offhand with the Kopesh.
Okay.
The main hand attack that missed was the magic.
Wonderful. That is at initiative 8. At initiative 9, Nope, that is initiative 9. Okay.
Yeah.
The orange team, the green team is going to come. Half the green team. And they will move up, offload, come over here. And they will start forming attack at depth. Here. So those two are going to go after Captain Hughes. Both of them misses. Sort of hold this area. This map does not do a very good job of showing the upward slope of everything, because of course there is an upward slope to the hill here. And
Would that be +1 on our attacks then?
Yeah, it's not. Maybe. Yeah,
It's either +1 or -1 for whoever has high or low ground. I don't remember.
Right. Yeah, go for it. It's fine.
Okay, so that'd be another +1 to that 11 if that changes anything with the magic bonus.
No. 90 feet per round, 45 feet for a half move. Right, so they can go like this. Movement is pretty limited here. Whoops, you had already taken it. You don't want to go. All right, and then the next initiative. Wow, you guys are slow. Orange team can go here, but not attack. Not attack. Here. 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 And then it goes to Grimes.
All right, still somewhat concealed. I'll take the shot that I rolled for on that initiative at least. This orange guy on the far left.
All right.
24 ought to do it.
That will do it.
For 8 points of damage.
Now this guy on the left?
This one right here.
I don't see it.
The one closest to me.
Okay, got
The
it.
top one, yeah.
Yep. And then...
That will drop that soldier.
Cool. What is a full move in the snow?
90 feet.
90 feet. That's an odd fraction. Oh, it's like some... Okay, sure. But so I can move half of that. So I will stray 45 feet. I can't read these numbers. The map is too large. There's no cover or anything.
No, it is open terrain to make dragging supplies uphill easier.
Okay. So I will move up there, trying to stay concealed.
Sure.
So crouching down in the snow.
All right.
And that's it.
To roll Hughes' initiative. Hughes goes now. And I also have to roll your team's initiative. Wow. I forgot a few things here. It'll be fine. Hughes will, seeing the trouble, come over to Yaramir's side and take a slash with her sword and roll a natural 1. And the spearmen on your team, who are hardened soldiers now, they've been here for a year in Caledonia and fighting kobolds and all sorts of nasty
You're
stuff.
saying they hit level 3?
No. No.
Might be level 2 though, or level 1.
They're all 0th level fighters, but they have bonuses to their stuffs. They will roll a natural 20, a natural 17, and a
Nice.
modified 15. So they will make 3 hits, including 1 crit. And
Is
they
that
do,
on the leader?
I just rolled the attacks. I haven't figured out who is doing what yet.
There's an officer here as well.
There
He will
are
cope with
officers and NCOs. There's all sorts of fun stuff, yeah. So the critical hit is going to do 5, 9, 13, 14 damage. And
Oh yeah, those ultra spears.
just regular spears, guys.
regular
and-
ultra space.
And drop the red dude. The other hit will do 3 points of damage, which will not drop this feller. Here. Oh god, I have to turn these bars on. And the other hit is a 9. Ooh, which is more HP than this person has. And we'll drop this already wounded one. And the NCO here with the battle axe misses. Next up is purple team.
Where are the rest of the soldiers, man?
Up at the
Back
fort.
at the fort.
Yeah, I think at this point there's like loud shouting and like soldiers shouting like danger to me, all that stuff. So I imagine they're probably
Hope so.
aware. It's like 200 feet from the fort. It's not that far.
Right, it's really not. They can see what's going on. And it looks like the other groups are ignoring the combat on the beach and moving for the fort up the hill.
Scumbags. Grimes, hold the line.
Did they notice me? Or
I mean, you're out of the tree, right? You're on the ground?
yeah, I think
no
I'm like
cover?
crouched in the snow. I don't know. You told me there was. Well, how could I have?
Yeah.
Yes, cover if it's offered, but I think
No.
you said there was.
There's none, yeah. So you
Should-
start
should I
cutting
make
down the
this order
tree,
close?
and as you like start running down the hill, you
Well,
see
I
this like
beat-
group coming running up to you.
So he has the Han Solo moment of like running down the hallway and then running back going, run away!
Yes. All right. And I think with this, we're going to go to our first break. When we come back, we will see how this combat progresses. I'll see you guys on the other side.